22nd, the 28th overall. Do the Packers and me, I mean, I know how you feel. Tell the gentleman how you feel.
I don't know if that guy's drafting wide receiver. I'm sitting here watching him. So the puzzle piece is in place here, all right? You know the history. Never mind Brian Gutekunst is not all his. They have not drafted a wide receiver in the first round since 2002, Javon Walker. What you don't know is they also haven't drafted a running back or a tight end in the first round since then. It's just not what they do. So you have 2 picks. You have a draft class flush with wide receiver talent, and you just lost Devontae Adams. So there are 3 massive tectonic plates coming together. And yet I still don't think they're going to, because you know what they always it always comes up for the Packers as an organization, as a fan base? Bring this up. They'll say, why did you draft a Packers receiver in the first round? Because of this. These are our guys. These are all killers. Year after year, these are building blocks. These are offense. 7th round, second, third. No first-round receivers there. Yeah. None of them. And that is their adamantium shield that they hold up against this idea that we should draft a first-round receiver. And they may trade. They may trade back. Teams do things sometimes in where they're just institutionally we don't believe in it. And Scott, you know this. Like we think there are wide receivers that we can mold, and we have the best quarterback. I'm starting to think that not only will they not trade up to get a wide receiver, that they may not draft one with either of the first 2 picks, because it's not what they do. And they think, we have Aaron, we have a couple of guys that we like in the building already, and we have Robert Tonyan coming back. We'll get a wide receiver in the 2nd or 3rd round. And I didn't think it was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to be possible. I don't think they're going to draft one. I just don't think they do it.
And Kyle, they don't need to. And part of what you talk about, the reason this is their... They don't need to.
But Scott, I have to admit, that full screen we just saw?
Full screen.
How many times have those guys gone to the Super Bowl? This is a personal frustration for me.
Yeah.
We are lulled into thinking that they are title town. They've been to 1 with Rodgers. They went to 2 with Favre. They've been to 3 in 30-some plus years. So as much as those guys have worked, and I respect all the guys on that screen, maybe you just take it. Maybe we can get a Jamar Chase and a Justin Jefferson. League's a lot different than when they drafted Donald Driver. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, maybe you break the mold and maybe you win an NFC title game one of these years.
So taking one in the first round where they're at is a good idea, but to move up and trade away additional capital doesn't make sense, because here's the difference. When you have an elite NFL quarterback, let's talk about him, Brady, Breeze, Manning, all of the true elite quarterbacks, which Aaron Rodgers is one, they are part of the development of wide receivers. That list that we just showed, the 2nd round picks, those were good players that became very good and or great receivers, because Matt, you know this too. Part of the development of wide receivers comes down to not just coaching, it comes down to the quarterback helping those players develop. So when you have someone as elite as Aaron Rodgers, yes, he may want that first-round pick. Maybe he wants him to reach. But again, part of the reason he is great is because he can help other players become better. So to me, to give away additional... The Packers are a good football team. They're not just a wide receiver away. I'm sorry, they're not. So to start giving away more capital that they can use as more opportunities to get their entire team better, I'm not into the idea of them trading up.
Right, well, they're sitting at 22, and they have 28, right? And so while those upper-tier wide receivers, whether it's Jameson Williams or Garrett Wilson and those guys might be off the board, you still have guys like Johan Dotson, Treylon Burks, who are good players that I think if they stay put, they'll still be able to get those guys. And as you pointed, the history is the history, right? They haven't drafted a wide receiver in the first round for 20 years, and they would have to give up a lot to get up into that top,
So get up in there.
Yeah, but at the other part, this is the other point that you have to make. As a quarterback, the clock is ticking for Aaron Rodgers. And when you look at that wide receiver position for the Green Bay Packers, it's Sammy Watkins, it's Randall Cobb, it's Alan Lazard. And so they don't have a primary number 1. And that's what he's always been able to develop and have. But does he have the time to develop one of these guys like a Johan Dotson over the next few seasons?
The window is right.
It's closing.
You didn't lose a wide receiver. You don't need a wide receiver. You need what you just said, a number 1. And I think they are 1 wide receiver away. Who was the 1 seed in the NFC last year?
But I wonder about their defense.
It's a weakened NFC, ipso facto, simple math. To say that they're not going to contend or that they should, losing Devontae Adams, a huge setback, something that absolutely has to be addressed. And I think that if you have a guy that you like, and I'm talking a guy that Aaron likes, because I don't think it's as easy as let's look at the metrics from Combine and Pro Day, who's going to work with Aaron Rodgers?
Right.
He's a specific, particular genius at his position. He is a master, and I don't necessarily, it's whatever guy falls, he'll develop them. I don't think that's how Aaron Rodgers needs to be, if they see that guy, the window is right now. I can't believe you're saying that they have so many needs to fill.
Well, because they do. Because I think every time that I've looked at it and was a part of making decisions, when you think that you're one player away, or a team that thinks that they're one player away, it's usually a mistake. And I've been a part of those mistakes. We need I remember, again, this is a long time ago in Cleveland, we thought we were one wide receiver away from being that team that went to the playoffs in 1995 to 96. We went out and signed Andre Rison, made him the highest paid wide receiver in the National Football League. We were not one player away. Because every season your team changes.
Tell me, you're sitting at 22. They're at 22, all right?
Yes.
And they know we do want a receiver. We want to get one of these guys. One goes at 11. One goes at 12. One goes at 14. Yep. The run starts. Do the Packers not say, we got to get up there, we want a wide receiver, or do you have to pivot on the fly? What's that like?
I'm a believer in letting the draft come to you. You sit, you be patient, and if you have to move up one or two spots, yes, to give them the 6th, the 5th.
That's for different situations.
To go up too far.
The Packer situation is, I'm like, I want to take Goody and say, very aggressive. Don't let the, I really want to shake him and say, you have all of these assets. Kyle, where are you on this? Like, move up. What are you doing? You're going to waste Aaron Rodgers if you don't go ahead and make moves like that. And you're talking about not one player away. Were the Rams not one player away? They were one player away, were bold, got their player, and won a Super Bowl.
Right. And really, they might be one play away, right? Because you talk about, like you said, they were the #1 seed in the NFC last year. So, and defensively, when you talk about the defense, they had a ton of injuries on the defensive side of the ball last year. And that could happen at any point to any team. But this is a solid group on the defensive side. It's a solid group. They've got their running backs. But where they're missing right now is they need one more primary go-to wide receiver for Aaron Rodgers to go and do his thing. Because, again, he'll make him better, but he'll also make him elite, even if he's a middle of the tier.
Final word, Kyle.
I think you have 2 years with Aaron Rodgers to win a Super Bowl. After that, you're into the great unknown. After 35 years of Hall of Fame play, you need some lightning. Take a shot. Please break your mold and take a shot. Get some lightning. Win a Super Bowl.
At GMFB with your thoughts. Pioli and I disagreeing. He's obviously...
I'm still upset about the mug. That's why I'm going to disagree.